Man, Michael, I honestly don't know if I can keep on doing this, man. But listen, I can't get more from the TV. The people want more.
You got this, man. Just do what you always do. But this time, when you have the rubber bands, just release. When you finally feel like it's gonna burst.
Okay, Michael, I'm gonna try. Oh, shit. Oh. How's it going, guys? Welcome to another video. In today's video we are doing the much anticipated Hotfix 1.8 image calibration for gamers. Now, why am I saying gamers? It's because the update that was related to watching movies before in the 1.6 and 1.7 and whatnot, I think that was peak for when it comes to movies. So you can take these settings and try them out for movies. I don't, however, think it will look as good. Movies have reached kind of a peak where it looks its best, but gaming can still be achieved a lot higher with fidelity. So, in today's video, what I will be recommending is not necessarily for movies, but it is for PC gaming and console gaming as a whole. So, it doesn't matter where you're on, what you're on. If you have an LG OLED, this is the way to go. Okay, so we're also going to talk about the fact that we left Game Optimizer behind in update 1.7, and that is no longer the case. So we're gonna go into we're gonna hold the input key so that we come to the home tab. We gotta go up to the corner here. Wait a minute. Boom, boom. We're gonna edit this and we're gonna make sure that it's a game console and not a PC. We're gonna make sure it says the console name or PC or whatever you want to call it. I'd call it PS5 Pro because that's what I have. As of the newest update on LG C4 23.23.05, they've fixed a lot of issues with auto detect and native color gamut, Adobe RGB, and now they work a lot different to what they did before. This must be the same for all panels, because I'm sure LG did not even know about these issues before we brought them up on the channel. It doesn't sound humble for me at all to say that out loud, but I think that it's because of us, this community, that we were able to bring this to attention to them. So, what were the issue that we were having? Well, it was pushing too much blue compared to other colors inside of native and auto detect. So, now that has been fixed. So, what do we do with the calibration here? Well, it's actually very easy. We're just going to go external devices, and if we are on PlayStation, we're going to turn off 444 pass-through. And we make sure that these two are on and HDMI deep color is on. We are then going to make sure that we don't have an energy saving mode on. Off right there. Nice. That is how it should be. Then we're going to go picture preset. We're going to go into the fast menu here. 111, 3, 111. 111, 3, 111. Maybe I was too fast, I don't know. P3D65. P3D65 ST2084 1000, P3D65 1400. So if you're on a G series TV above a G3 and newer, you want to go 4000 here, and if you're on a C4 or C5, you want to go 1000 here. Okay, so now let's begin. Brightness 100, HGG off, limited on, color. We're gonna do 0, native, because now we can use native. I'm gonna preview how that looks. It looks insane with the new colors that we have on these TVs. Before, it just kind of cranked the colors up way too much. And now it's showing you a lot better, finer shades, man. Like, it looks so much cleaner now than before. It doesn't look just boosted and ugly. It just gives you the finer shades of colors and more saturation when it's supposed to be there. So it gives you more color boost, but for intended purposes. Not in a boosted sense, more of a when it's supposed to be there, now you'll see better shades of color. So it's great. Now, what have they done with these great modes here? We don't care about dynamic because it doesn't work if you don't use AI. Adobe RGB doesn't work the same anymore. So now this will be washed out, and you will also be boosting colors in a really weird inverted kind of way. So before it was trying to push for red, but it couldn't reach red because it didn't actually use the P3 color gamut as much as it would have needed to. So the reach was really bad. which gave us a very raw look that looked very good for 1.6. Now, they've updated all of these from my understanding. So auto detect is now super desaturated, and native is the new auto detect baseline, but it's corrected and fixed. So they fixed these for PC and everything, and that is awesome. So native is what we're going to be using for gaming. We're going to go to user selection. We're going to go to user selection on fine tune, and we're going to go into red. We're going to boost red, plus 30, plus 30. Green, we're going to boost plus 15, plus 30. We're going to do blue, minus 15, plus 15. Cyan, plus 10, plus 20. You can always pause if I'm too fast. I don't want to waste anybody's time here. This is already a long video. Plus 10, plus 20 on magenta. And yellow, we do plus 5, plus 30. If you have any issues with any of these, and you feel like it's too much, you can dial it back. But this is what I recommend. I think it looks great for all games. Now, I said in my community post that we're going to do warm 30. However, I looked at the streets of games and I could see a lot of blue peeking into the asphalt, and I couldn't calibrate that away. And it also ruined how Resident Evil games looked. It just became too blue. So we had to do warm 50. But don't worry, try it out. It looks good. 2-point method, low point, minus 10, minus 7, minus 1. Let me just check so that the camera settings are... Let me make it a little darker. There we go. Damn, my neck is super stiff today, guys. Sorry if I'm doing weird twitchy motions with my neck. High point, plus 37, plus 37, plus 30. Okay, now we're gonna do 22 point code value, and it's the exact same as before. So the lowest code value possible, we're gonna go all the way down. Minus 10, minus 10, minus 5, minus 10, minus 8, minus 10, minus 12, minus 10, minus 12. These are the most important. Specifically if you're on PS5, you can have a lot of issues near black, which looks blue. That will correct that issue completely. I don't know for sure if it's on Xbox with that issue, but it still will make your image look clearer and better. So, super resolution, I recommend it to be on high. And now here's something that I noticed with this new calibration. Before, when we used brightness, it kind of washed out the midtones, and it still does that, but not to the same extent. It's now a lot clearer looking. So you can use this. Whilst it won't be accurate, it won't, because you're lifting mid-tone luminance beyond what it's supposed to be at. So that's not gonna be necessarily correct. But it can look very nice in games that are using HDR. If you're using HDR and the game doesn't have any HDR, that can fill in some mid-tone luminance that you might be missing. However, I don't recommend to use this for HDR content at all. So for SDR games when in HDR, yes, use this if you want to. But in general, in some games, it can really ruin how it looks and really ruin the clarity and the OLED pop. So, yeah, I don't recommend using it, honestly. And detail just messes with the picture and makes it dimmer in many cases, and it just doesn't even know what to do with it. It's very obvious. We'll have to wait for future iterations of this. Brightness can be used if you really don't care about panel peak, accuracy, mid-tone clarity. You can use it if you want to. I don't use it as of today, at least. You can also, of course, use on for dynamic tone mapping if you want to with this calibration, but I use HIG, that's my preference. It looks a lot more finer detail, perfection incarnate, it's amazing. You can use full or auto on your TV and PS5 if you want to, but it is misaligning the picture, as I always said. So I recommend limited for all source content when looking at an LG OLED. You can use full if you want to, but it won't look as good and it will look dimmer. You'll never have the peak panel potential of either color the gamut reach, color volume, and that has already been limited in Game Optimizer. So yeah, I just recommend limited, honestly. Motion eye care on. Let me see, have I missed anything? No. So that's basically it. So here's the case. And it's important. Do I recommend these settings for movies? You can try them out if you want to, but I wouldn't waste my time. I think 1.6 update and the movie setting video, taking that into account and kind of thinking about what I've said, that looks a lot better. I wouldn't use this for gaming. This is boosting colors a lot, and for movies you would want a more desaturated tone. And if you want very colorful images, the older calibration looks very good for that as well. I did a movie specific video very recently where I talk about how to adjust colors for colorfulness in movies. and that is the best way to go if you want to do for movies. But this is for gaming, specifically if you're on PC, for overall usage, or you're going to be gaming, or whatever wants or not, you get the idea. Watching YouTube videos, this is going to look really good. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I won't be wasting anybody's time this video. I will just be making a fun intro, throwing it out there so I can help you guys out. Now your image is going to look absolutely insane compared to before. I really want to stop the video because my neck is really hurting today. I don't know what is going on. I think it's just I've been sleeping on my neck in a twisted fashion. So this red right here is absolutely insane. I'm gonna have to maybe adjust the... No, this looks fine. Okay. It isn't a correct tint though. The TV looks a little, let's say, green slightly on this red, on the camera anyways. And this looks a lot cleaner in real life. I will make a 1.9 and 2.0 hotfix in the future. But it won't come soon because this looks very good and I don't know how much more I can perfect this image. So, well, inside of Game Optimizer, I would recommend you to go in and do a white stabilizer and push this all the way to the bottom to get more pop in whites. Let me just... The magic remote is messing me up right now. I'm sitting too close to the TV. Okay, you can see the whites are popping a lot more. I recommend this all the time. Always use it. Sharpness 0, if you have film grain in the game and you look really close, it can really actually blur out the image a little bit on the micropixel detail level. So I would be careful with using this, but I recommend 25. But I recommend 20, 25 or a peak of 28. You can go above this, but you will get a lot more color banding. Color banding is caused by the TV having issues with posterization and the full signal not being sent correctly. If the game was mapped in full and you had full on the TV and full on the console, you wouldn't have any color banding necessarily. But the games are made with 16 to 235 in mind, which means they are made for limited range in mind. So send full signal from console so that it's uncompressed, lossy essentially, as much as possible anyways. And then on the TV you want to realign the picture to limited to make it look like it's supposed to. It would be cool if in the future they would calibrate for full with all games in HDR. That would look really good. I have tried, if you're on Xbox Series X and you have Halo Infinite, you can try out full in Dolby Vision. And in that game it actually has almost zero color banding because it's made for full in mind. So that is great. A lot of people kind of tend to not understand this, and I get it. It's a whole thing. I get it. Okay. Now, how does it look compared to before? So before, you can see this is 1.6 update with some 1.7 iterations in it. You can see the red here looks absolutely bland in comparison to this. If you're watching the video in SDR, because it hasn't rendered to HDR yet, it might not look as good. But it's an insane experience. Everything is just a lot more colorful. A lot brighter, even though we're still in HDR. It doesn't matter. You can be showing something off in like this, ready or not, in SDR, going back and forth. You can see it's clearly a lot brighter, clearer, and colors now pop. Even though it is desaturated in this game, it still gives off the impression of it being there. You're checking out this framing right here. It looks a lot cleaner, a lot better, brighter. Over here we can see before, after, before, after, a lot more colors, a lot more impression. Let me go to the favorited tiles. This is a problem that I've been having a lot. 1.6/1.7 update, we had less blue. Now with 1.8 we have a little bit more blue push in the image. I will try to fix this in the future. However, it is only visible in very minute scenes, and overall everything looks better 99% of the time. So don't care about this too much. But this is why I don't recommend you to use these settings for movies, because this blue is not tolerable in a movie in my opinion. Movies need to look clear. And movies in general don't have as many calibration issues as games have. So I don't really recommend these settings for movies. But you can see, there's a slight blue bump there on the gray, and I don't like it honestly, but there is no way to remove that if we're going to be using the fine-tune options. We're not going to be using 444, we're going to be in Game Optimizer, we're going to push the panel peak so much with the high points. That's what we've done. In the high point, when we boosted everything, that elevated the blue that was already there slightly, so now it's more visible. I will try to delete in the future, but if we do, the screen will become more dim, so keep that in mind. But yeah, in general, if we don't care about that picture and we look at literally anything else, it's brighter, more colorful, and has better image impression in general. And it looks very, very good. It kind of don't really matter which image I show you. This is 1.6 update, 1.7, and this is 1.8. And a lot more color, and I think we can all agree it just looks more... I don't know, more lifelike is maybe not the right word for it, but it's brighter, it has more impression to it, and I am more happy with my panel than I was yesterday. But not to a crazy extent, because I've been looking at this for 5 hours. I've been hyped, and it has kind of dialed off. It's 5 hours in for me. For you guys, this will be very new, so it will be very exciting. But for me, I've been hyped for a little bit too long. Maybe 3 days by now, and the 5 hours today I've been fiddling with the settings, so yeah, it's kind of leaving me a little bit. But I'm super proud of this. I think this is awesome. It's just I do really love the desaturated look of 1.6 in many games. And now we have so much color that in this game that we had a lot of issues with before, we fixed that in 1.6, and now it's kind of back a little bit with the blue. And that's only because we're pushing high point so much. So if you're playing Resident Evil a lot and you're having this calibration, you might notice it looks a little bluish now compared to before, where it looked a lot cleaner. So it's not 100% better in every single case, but in 99% of cases I would say it's vastly improved. But I will be making a correction for it as fast as I can, but it might take some time. You can see here we are getting some blue lifting here as well. It's not the type of blue lifting we talked about before. This is a new type of blue, so it's always going to be a problem. But here's the deal. Why is this a problem? If you go into here, if you go into 2 point and you go high point, you can see it's at 37, 37, 30. If you dial this down by 20 clicks, this down by 20 clicks, so you do minus 20, minus 20, minus 20 from its initial value, this blue will most likely go away completely. It's just because we're pushing the high tones of the mid-tone values too much. That initiates this blue, because this blue is already there, but it's supposed to not be visible, but it's supposed to be there. Now we're pushing it out from the image, initializing higher mid-tone luminance, higher clarity of contrast, so it's easier to distinguish differentiating parts of the panel in the image resolve. A lot easier to see the differences now, but the blue sadly comes in. So there isn't really any way that we can fix that. If I were to dial this to 30, which was the initial idea anyways, the image becomes way too cold blue, and the separation becomes horrible in my opinion. So it needs to be 150 still. So yeah, that's my recommendation. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Who knows what that will be. The future is bright. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye guys. Now it's actually reaching into nice, finer tunes, and now it's showing you a lot better, finer shades now. Man, I honestly don't know if I can push this TV anymore. I'm honestly, I'm freaking out. Man, Michael, I honestly don't know if I can keep on doing this, man. I can't get more from the TV. The people want more. Okej, jag försöker. Michael, I'm gonna try. Oh, fuck. Börjar filma? Ja, bra. Nej, fan, måste vara. Där. Det är långt. Jag kan klippa det sen. Okay, Michael, I'm gonna try. Oh shit. Oh. Yeah, I hear what you're saying, man, but listen. I hear what you're saying, man, but listen. You got this, man. You've done it before. You can do it again. Come on, man. Just fucking pull through. Grab those rubber bands and just fucking... Ooh, come on, man. And then let it go, man. Let it go. Look what happens. I know I can do this. Okay, så klipp. Armar, huvud, hit ska vi. Kör. Du filmar? Aha, okej. Vänta, stäng av. Jag måste... for that.